You're going to have a rave? Good morning all, Wendell Denner from StreetMic coming to you live and direct yet again from Parliament Square, where an Extinction Rebellion protest is just about to take place, and I'm now going to interview Boris Johnson, who is down here today. So, good afternoon or good morning, Boris. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's get it done.
Yeah. So, Boris.
I love Rupert.
So, Boris, you've had a very busy weekend. You sacked a man yesterday. Tell me about that before we talk about all of these press barons.
Well, I didn't sack him. He jacked it in. I didn't need to sack him. I gave him my full support.
So could you understand what he's done or been through, because you've probably done the same?
Oh dear, that's a tricky one. I don't know if I can go down that route. No, I don't admit to anything like that. I don't admit to anything.
So, sir, tell me more about, my name is Wendell Denner from StreetMic. Tell me more about the protests that is going on today and the sign placard which you have in your arms say you love Rupee. What's this all about?
Well, the first person I went to see when I got elected after the Queen was Rupert Murdoch, because I wanted to know, he got me elected, and I wanted to know what it was that I could do to help him out now. It's payback time, and so we know he's a climate change denier, and I'm a skeptic, so I just go along with him. Every time we almost in the chance for getting something done, he didn't like it, so I put the brakes on.
So when you had that first discussion last year, what exactly did you talk to Rupert about?
He talked to me, actually. I didn't actually say much.
Oh, so hold on. Are you denying it again, or is that a state secret that's covered under the Official Secrets Act?
No, this is covered under Murdoch's Act. Which actually it exceeds the state acts.
So tell me more about why you believe that the press are liars.
Did I say that?
No, I'm saying that.
Oh, right, okay. Well, freedom of the press, they can say what they like, so it doesn't matter whether it's true or not, does it?
That is so true. Tell me about what you hope to achieve today with this protest, which will be starting here at Parliament Square.
All right, well, in my unofficial capacity as a climate activist, we want to draw attention to the fact that Boris Johnson is in cahoots with the press barons, and especially Rupert. And as a result of that, Rupert really does put the squeeze on when it comes to important changes concerning climate change. There's a huge gap between government rhetoric and government action. For example, all new houses, masses of good new houses being built, hardly any of them with solar panels on. I mean, that's just one example of all the new houses. And 27 billion being paid on roads, new on roads. And actually, yes, there are some important changes going on with the investments in climate change, but actually in reality, it's the petty cash.
Yeah. I hear you. What's it been like for you over the last year or so, due to lockdown, when you couldn't really come on the streets en masse like you would normally? You've done a lot of stuff online. What has that been like?
It's been challenging. We need community to encourage us. So getting together today is just fantastic, and hope it goes off joyously, and we're going to have some fun. But we're going to have fun getting our message over, which is government in action as opposed to their rhetoric.
Yeah. But thank you very much, sir. And I do love the outfit in which you're wearing. And I think it's amazing. And I honestly thought you were Boris. And I was going to interview you, but I was looking for your security staff.
Yes, that was very embarrassing because I was going to wear a mask as well, but my wife said I didn't need to. Thank you, sir.
But thank you very much, sir, and it's a pleasure to interview you. Thanks a lot, yeah. I give you my. It's most people know me as StreetMic.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, yeah. I tell people I work for the BBC, the Black Broadcasting Corporation. Thanks a lot, yeah. Thanks a lot, yeah. So as we can see, it's going to be an amazing day down here today. And only yesterday we were here with the other protesters, and that was an amazing event, and had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Corbyn yesterday here on the Green, but it's a completely different protest today, and this actually clashes with another protest that is taking place outside of the BBC, where there's going to be many people down there protesting, but they're all going to be dancing. So they're going to be about 30 DJs outside of the BBC, and they will eventually end up down here. But I'm now with XR today, and last time I was here with XR was last September, when they were protesting for 10 days, and I spent the 10 days protesting here or recording their protests, and it was amazing to actually see. So let's make my way around the crowds. And as normal, you all know me, my name is Wendell Daniel from StreetMic, and
I have no idea.
excuse me, sir, can I speak to you?
Yeah, if you want to.
Excellent stuff. My name is Wendell Daniel from StreetMic,
Hello, Wendell.
and I'll give you my card, sir.
Lovely. Nice.
So I'm live streaming now, sir. So tell me more about the importance of you being here today on this Free the Press protest.
Okay, so I think, first of all, I don't think there's remotely a bigger issue facing our species or facing our species than climate change. I think that's absolutely huge, and I think it's absolutely vital that we do whatever we can to put pressure on power to take meaningful action to mitigate what we're already seeing as some horrendous effects from it all around the world. Now, a huge part of the reason why vested interests and kind of unaccountable corporate power have been able to get away with things to the extent that they have is because we don't have a press that functions as a counterbalance to power, if you like. It's very much an organ of power, and it's a word that we don't use anywhere near enough in this country, although we're quite happy to apply it to every other country's press, and that is propaganda. The four faces that you see above you are different flavors of propaganda, but that's what they do. That's what their MO is putting out propaganda to justify their own rapacious greed, basically. And anything we can do to first call it out for what it is, alert people that that's what it is, make people understand what the real agendas are behind it, the more that we can do that, I think, I'm getting a bit disconnected here, but like, I think once you see propaganda for what it is and you understand the motivations behind it, it's almost like a kind of curtain falling from your eyes. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
You see the newspapers, you see power in a very different way, and it's actually quite a simple mental shift. And I think after that, a lot of things in the world become not pleasant, but quite clear and logical. And the more people we can get making that shift, the more power we have as a collective, and the more we will be able to realize that actually all these guys have is narrative. Beyond that, they have no power over us, and that's why I'm here today.
Since XR became known in a big way after that boat was delivered, and I was here last year, September, for the full 10 days when the protests were undertaken. Do you think that the government and others are now listening to XR in regards to your demands?
I think they're making a much bigger effort to appear to listen in certain ways. And while I have doubts about how much that means in terms of actual material progress, in terms of meaningful policy to, like I said, mitigate the effects of climate change, I do think that actually is a big step, a significant bit of progress compared to where I felt we were at before, which was these issues having been never more important, that the safety of our planet and the safety of its capacity to sustain us as a species was never more important, but had completely fallen off the radar. Now it's on the radar. The fact that they're taking the trouble to greenwash themselves tells you that people do have power, tells you that they understand at the very least the need to make some kind of, even if they're meaningless kind of publicity concessions to maintain that grip of power. And that tells you that like pressure can have an effect. It can find cracks in the system, and if you can find a crack in the system and get enough people putting crowbars in that crack, then you can make that crack into a collapsed wall. You know, you can start making real changes.
Do you know something? I'm there smiling. I'm not smiling at you. I'm smiling at the fact that your beautiful, beautiful child there is on your chest and actually engaging and grabbing hold of the microphone and looking into the lens and smiling. And it is so...
with that, because I'm sure it's an expensive bit of kit, mate, yeah.
And it is... But it is so great to see your son down here with you.
Yeah.
And it is great. So, final question. Tell me why it was important for you to be here with your son. And the reason I asked the question, one thing I noticed last year when I was here was that there were so many children because it was a safe place for parents to bring their kids. So tell me about you.
I mean, that's a really, really good point, number one. Like, Extinction Rebellion's deep-rooted commitment to non-violence makes it an extremely attractive group of people to work with, to join in with, to protest with, to register my disgust at the system with a child. And secondly, like, ironically, one of the reasons I'm not as active as I feel I should be in terms of protesting, in terms of trying to make these changes happen, is because I'm busy with a young family. But also at the same time, before having kids, I used to wake up so often, like, terrified at everything that I was reading about the situation that we're in, how much of a precipice we're actually on in terms of really fundamental planetary systems that we cannot mess with, that will mess with us. And then I always wanted to be a father, I always wanted to have kids, and now I've got 2 kids. And it's as simple as, like, I want to leave a world for them, right? And I feel really conscious that one day they're going to look me in the eye and kind of a bit like, they're going to ask questions. And the very least I can say is that, like, I try to bring you up right, I try to bring you up with knowledge, and I try to show you what matters in the world and how you can make changes in the world for the better. And this is one small way I can demonstrate that.
Excellent stuff, and thank you very much, sir. And thank you for giving StreetMic this opportunity.
An absolute pleasure, thank you.
Thank you. Let me just take a quick photograph, sir. It's like I'm everywhere, everyone knows me. Excuse me. Hey. That's it. Thank you very much, sir, yeah? Thanks a lot. Excellent, yeah. It's live streaming, so it's all up there now. Thanks a lot, yeah. So here's all the press barons and the crooks who own the press. So let's make our way around the crowds and get a few interviews before the protest begins for real. So we are down at Westminster Square, or Parliament Square, and the protests will soon be beginning. And there are a few hundred people down here at the moment, and we are expecting thousands today. And this has been organised by Extinction Rebellion. I was here last year for 10 days, encamped with these guys and girls, and it was an amazing experience to be here. We're back again after the lockdown, and we can capture and see exactly what is happening. So, hello, sir, how are you? We meet again. We meet again. Let me do a quick interview. So last time I saw you was last September. So how you been keeping, sir?
I've been keeping very well, thank you.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to today?
Very much so, yes. I mean, it's really good to see so many people out here who are willing to stand up for what we all believe in, system change.
Excellent. I've no doubt I'll interview you around the protest site. Excellent. Okay. Thanks a lot, yeah.
Yeah, good to see you.
Thanks a lot, yeah. Here's some of the press crooks.
Have you got the photo of the rat next to the...
Yeah.
You're doing our job for us.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Wendell Daniel from StreetMic. What's your name?
Oh, me? I'm called Genocide. And I do like a little bit of war, you know, it just pushes up the profits. You know, so the more we can get people arguing with each other, the better. So keep doing it. Keep going out there protesting, causing trouble for everyone.
So why are you not sharing your profits with the community and giving it back to the people?
Well, why are we not sharing our profits? He wants to know why we're not sharing. We'll share our profits.
Yes,
Here you go.
No, but we don't want a brown bag like the crooked MPs.
I'm gonna leave it here. Nobody saw.
There you are.
And you will give Rat Corp a really good write-up.
That's
I'm just gonna
right.
leave it there.
So what's it like earning all of that money in crooked ways?
There's
Wonderful! It's wonderful! I love it! I can't get enough of it! If I could just earn even more money. I mean, it's not enough money in the world that I'd like to earn.
Do you know how much stuff we have to burn to make money these days? It's
Exactly.
increasing and increasing. It's
We're
getting
actually
harder
running
and
out of
harder.
trees to print paper
We are.
money. That's why we made that digital money. And now we've
Guys,
invented
such a good way to burn
cryptocurrency, so we'll use up even more of the environment, burning all of those graphics cards to do the encryption.
I paid for my last jet using Bitcoin.
So is it true that you and Boris Johnson are very close buddies?
Well, I wouldn't call him a buddy, more like a lackey.
The man knows a good bribe.
He does. He does.
So he likes a bung as well, yeah?
Oh, yes. He likes a bung in very many places, I've heard.
I've heard that Matt Hancock likes a bung occasionally as well.
So was you happy when Matt Hancock stood down or resigned or got sacked yesterday?
Well, I mean, it's part of the plan, really.
They
Isn't
were,
it?
well, yeah. Do you think that got leaked to the press by accident?
Oh,
Do you
really?
think that somehow, it just happened to surface just at the point that even Matt Hancock becomes too toxic for the likes of us?
I mean,
We tell them what to put in the newspapers.
Did you hear
We
about
tell
the
them what to
anti-austerity
print.
march yesterday? No, you didn't, did you? It's all
Did you
about
hear
Hancock.
about Trans Pride March yesterday? No, you did not.
no.
So how did you manage? How did you manage to get that camera in his office?
where there are always cameras in the office, it's the chumpy sitting on the desktop that is always open to a bit of negotiation.
I mean, you know how the Tories work, don't you?
We do our work.
You tell me.
Blackmail. We've had that on him for months. We've been waiting to release it at the right time.
But thank you very much, gentlemen.
Yeah, no, right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Remember, we've left that there. Good write-up for Rat Corp. Everybody's happy, yeah? Everybody's happy. Right, intern.
Yes.
Room.
This way.
Over here.
Okay, follow me.
So they're the 4 press barons, and they're down here. And as you can see, it's going to be lots of fun today. And there are many people down here at the Free the Press protests, which has been organised by Extinction Rebellion. And for those who are watching, my name is Wendell Daniel, and welcome to StreetMic. And we are coming to you live and direct. And if you like what you're seeing, give me the thumbs up, make your comments down below, share and follow. So if you like what you're seeing, give me the thumbs up, make your comments down below, share and follow. And we've got a brand new YouTube channel which started last week, and that is called StreetMic Livestream. So StreetMic Livestream started last week on YouTube, and yesterday, I covered the protests yesterday, and thank you for all of you. I managed to pick up over 60 new subscribers yesterday on YouTube. So we only started a week, and in a week we've got something like 150 subscribers in a week. That's good. I want to try and get 1,000 subscribers by the end of July. So by the end of July, I'm hoping that you guys and girls like what you're seeing, and I'm hoping to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So that's StreetMic live stream by the end of July. Thanks a lot. Yeah. I will do, don't worry about that. Hey, baby, you're the lady I'm looking for. How are you? I was going to buzz you, but I want to do a quick interview with you. I need to do with Sasha.
Okay, we'll do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hi, babes. Not too bad. Hello. I see the Queen is out today. Yeah. Less excellent. I'm glad to hear it. I hope you'll follow my stuff. I just want to interview Mavina. Yeah? You remember? StreetMic. So we're now going to interview Mavina Newton, who's the Black Lives Matter leader, who is well known. Can I just do a quick specific interview with yourself? Oh, sorry. I beg your pardon. Look at ladies. Smile. Beautiful, thank you. That's my thumbnail for tomorrow. So that's Mavina Newton, Queen Mavina from BLM in Leeds, and also she's with Extinction Rebellion.
And then I need to go over there and start. Hi.
Yeah, 3-4 minutes, yeah? And then we're going to catch up. Looking to the camera, into the camera. So, good afternoon, and thank you yet again for giving StreetMic this opportunity. Thank you for yesterday, and it was great, and it was very successful. But if we can talk specifically about Sasha Johnson. Last time I spoke to you, it was on the march, and it was very sad. We was outside of New Scotland Yard, and one thing you said that has struck a chord with me, and it was that Sasha Johnson is, I beg your pardon, visiting the ancestors, and she will be returning with some good ideas. What do you have to say now? Andy has declared that Sasha is making progress. We're not reading into what that means, and we're not speculating, but we hear she's still here and she's making progress. What do you have to say?
She's Sasha Johnson. It was always inevitable. We knew she was going to be fine. We knew she was going to wake up. We knew that she's all about power, all about strength, so much resilience. That's what Sasha does. Well, she needed a break, and she's had the break. And she's going to come back stronger than ever. While she's doing that, we're holding it. That's what sisters do. And I know that her family, her children, her friends are all praying and wanting her to return to full strength. But in all things, we always give thanks to the ancestors. We always give thanks to God. We thank everybody who's supporting. Your prayers, your wishes has made this difference.
Tell me more about that prayer you wrote, because I saw it, you copied me into it, and I was blown away when I read it. How long did that take you to write?
It took me 3 minutes. Praying is easy. Praying is what I do with my sister. Praying is what I am. And for me, when you make that petition and you speak to God and you be able to put and manifest what you want for your sister, it comes to light. And I'm always proud to know that that's a gift, the free gift I can give to people. Free gift I can give to Sasha.
Yeah. Final question. Let's talk about today and about this excellent XR protest, which will begin in a minute. What's your role here?
I'm here to bring the movements of movements. I'm here to make sure we free the press. I'm here to say the lies they tell about our communities. They try to divide us. They try to make us seem like we are the problem, and we're not. XR has done so much around climate justice, climate conversations, climate emergency. BLM groups know how important this is right now, and we're here to free the press. So see you on the streets.
Excellent. Speak to you later on, yeah? So that's Mavina Newton, a friend, and she's well known. She's a BLM leader in Leeds. If you remember, George Colston, I believe the name was, the statue being chucked in the river. That was her lot. So this is what's going on down here, and free the press protest. So let's get ready as this protest begins for real. And as normal, StreetMic is always up the front. So I'm now going to the front as normal to ensure that I get good visuals and good sound. She's here.
Hello, everybody!
Aren't we rebellious in every way? Can we give some love to Golly? When I say extinction, you say rebellion. Extinction. Oh, no. I need them to hear it, okay? When I say extinction, you say rebellion. Extinction? Ooh, we could go louder. When I say extinction, you say rebellion. Extinction? Ah! Give yourself a round of applause for that energy. Today I'm going to try and get you ready for a couple of the chants. But before I do that, I'm just going to ground us really quickly, if that's okay. Spiritually, we need to be able to come together and feel the energy and feel the space and be able to speak to Mother Earth and the universe and make sure it conspires to make our day go great. While we try and tell the truth while they tell their lies, we're freeing this press. So take a moment, stay still, stay silent. Ancestors, we stand in your back, and every time we speak into your words, we align to your purpose. Universe, Earth, Mother Earth, make sure that we tell the truth today so we can keep you alive. That we show the lies they tell that makes us unable to stand in our own truths. That the lies that they constantly try to replicate to divide us actually brings us closer. That you make sure that each person here achieves their own legacy and purpose according to your divinity. And with that, we say, Ashe, Ashe, Amen. Okay, blessings. You are all so powerful, and I need you. Feeling a little bit under the weather, a little bit. Don't worry, it's not corona. It's just called the activism drive. So I need your voice to amplify my voice, okay? So when I say free the press, you say free the press the loudest you can, okay? Free the press!
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 Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna get Liam to come and join me because he's gonna be one of our hosts, and we are so lucky. We are united. The people united are so beautiful. We're building movements in ways that they can't. My name is Marvina from BLM Leeds and United from Black Lives and Kill the Bill official. We protest to have our right to protest. Can you imagine? Can you imagine this? We're fighting to have this happen. I'm trying to get Liam to come next to me to help me with some of my chants. So come, Liam, give me one of the chants that you know is going to take the crowd by storm.
Well, you just introduced it there brilliantly, Marvina, but I just got to say, Extinction!
Rebellion!
Extinction!
Rebellion!
Extinction!
Rebellion!
You look so beautiful today, but those people over there and those people who run this corrupt billionaire-owned press, they want us divided. But you know what? We're going to stand united. They want us divided. We will stand united. They want us divided.
We will stand united.
They want us divided.
We will stand united.
They want us divided.
We will stand united.
And today, we're going to be marching to the corrupt billionaire press. And we got a message for them, because we saw what they did on Friday. They're scared of us tackling this issue, because they know that what we're here to do is to tell the truth. Rupert Murdoch, we're coming for you. Guess what? We've got more bamboo. Rupert Murdoch, we're coming for you. Guess what?
We got more bamboo.
Rupert Murdoch, we're coming for you. Guess what? We got more bamboo. Rupert Murdoch, we're coming for you. Guess what? We got more bamboo. Pretty Patel, we're coming for you. Guess what?
We got more bamboo.
Pretty Patel, we're coming for you. Guess what? We got more bamboo.
So thank you. Call and response. Make sure you keep that energy going. And love and light to all of you. Stay blessed.
Okay, I hope you're feeling nice and warmed up for that. Thank you, Marvina and Liam. We've got loads and loads of really incredible speakers for you today, so without further ado, we'll crack on. First up is Zac Polanski of the Green Party. Come on, Zac.
Thank you. When I say extinction, you say rebellion. Extinction! Extinction! Thanks, Rick. It is amazing to be here today, and I'm going to be very brief because I know there's lots of people coming to speak to you. I want to talk about something that happened a couple of years ago. Like so many of you in this crowd, I was on Waterloo Bridge, and I was arrested with Extinction Rebellion because we know our planet is facing a climate emergency, and politics alone won't solve this. We know for decades it has not worked, and we need more. Now, a day or two after, I went and spoke to the press. I went on Talk Radio, LBC. I spoke to the Nick Ferraris, the Julia Hartley Brewers, those people who are not listening, who are into those positions, who have fallen upwards into those positions, who seem to not need to be there in terms of their competence and knowledge, but still run those shows. And so many times they said to me, if you believe in what you say, why don't you run for election? I explained there's a broken voting system, that politics is so often corrupt, we need proportional representation. But then I decided they're right, I should run. So a month ago I got elected to the London Assembly for the Green Party. But that was a win, thank you. But that was a win for all of us because I was then elected to the Environment Committee, and I'm now chair of London's Environment Committee, and I intend to do something about this crisis. But I am not naive, and I'm not promising you the moon on a stick today. I know, being the Environment Chair, I am facing such a hostile press and a hostile political environment. We still need you out there, and I will be out with you there, because we know we need non-violent direct action, as well as traditional democracy, if we're going to solve any of these crises. Because we are facing the media who are owned, they are corporate Tory donors, and we know we need to take that on. Very briefly, I want to tell you about my first month in the Assembly. Day one of Mayor's Question Time, I faced the Mayor of London. Now, this is not a party political point. The Mayor of London is better than most politicians, although there are still huge gaps in his plans to decarbonise London. But I said to him, how about a citizens' assembly? How about bringing people's voices into this chamber? Do you know what he said to me? He said, you're going to make yourself redundant. That is a poor attitude. Politicians are not there to replace the voices of the people. We are there to represent the voices of the people. We are there to go into the chamber every single day, knowing what the people want. And what the people want right now is a future and a planet that is there for our children and our grandchildren, that is not going to be destroyed by a corporate press who do not care. And finally, I just want to take the last 30 seconds while I'm on microphone to tell you about something going on in London. I'm very aware that not everyone here is from London, but this is a really serious issue. The Mayor is planning to build a tunnel called the Silvertown Road Tunnel. This is a £2.2 billion project from Greenwich to Newham. Newham has some of the worst air pollution in the whole of the district of London, and it has a population that is largely working class and disproportionately from ethnic minorities. These people are suffering from air pollution, and the Mayor does not care. He is determined to build this tunnel, and we are determined to stop him. Please, when you see anything about the Silvertown Road Tunnel, just like HS2, we need to cancel these road building projects and these destructive railway lines. They're going to destroy 108 ancient woodlands. And finally, I am so glad to see Black Lives Matter here today and the GRT community. Our movement for too long has neglected diverse voices. There is no environmental justice without social, economic and racial justice too, and we must stand united. Thank you.
Thank you, Zac. That was absolutely great. Rick's going to have to do this a lot. Thank you. That was fantastic. Thank you so much for kicking us off in that wonderful way. Next up is Ejil Khan of the Muslim LGBT Network. Give him a round of applause.
Hello. Thank you for having me, everyone. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me, everyone. I've come all the way from Luton, Bedfordshire today. Is there anyone from XR Luton here, guys? Big up if you are, and everyone who travelled here from all over the country. Thank you. I'm an openly gay Muslim, and I represent a network of LGBT people. We're not all from this country. Some of us are asylum seekers and refugees who sought sanctuary in this country. But the media at large, Rupert Murdoch and his cronies, will tell you that people like me, with beards like me, are bad people who are out to hurt you. We are not. I'm a gay man. I'm nearly 47 years old. I happen to be Muslim. I help other Muslims who are gay. And I'm from this country. I love this country. I come to you with a message of peace, love, and unity. I'm telling you. Thank you. The right-wing press has vilified people like me. When I grew up in the 80s, homophobia was rampant. I grew up under Section 28, which prohibited the teaching of homosexuality in schools. I was 14 years old when it came in. Then I saw the rise of Islamophobia in the media, particularly after 9/11, and more recently, transphobia. If you listen to the likes of Lord Harmsworth and Rupert Murdoch and the Barclay brothers, they will tell you that they're on the right. They are on the right, the far right. I tell you one thing, my descendants fought for this country from both sides. My mother and father's family were Muslim, fought for this country. His descendants colluded with the Nazis. The first Viscount Rothermere colluded and met Adolf Hitler. So do not let anyone tell you that they're on the right. I'm on the right. If you're with me, guys, let's cheer together and fuck them up. They can win elections. You know that? They can win elections. By trying to pollute the minds of the British people, they have done that with Tony Blair, a Labour Prime Minister who colluded with Rupert Murdoch. Remember that, and do not forget that people like me are not your enemy, they are.
Thank you so much, and thank you for coming all the way from Luton.
Good afternoon all to all of you watching. This is StreetMic, and we are coming to you live and direct from Parliament Square, where there is an XR protest called Free the Press.
My name's Terence, and I've lived in this country 30 years. You can tell I wasn't born here, but like Ejil, who just preceded me, I love this country, I love our country, and I love our planet. Now, I know this is a rally, and I should rally you, but representing Hacked Off, I'm going to be a little bit more technical, so apologies in advance for that. I stand here today as the director of Hacked Off, the campaign for a free and accountable press. We got started in 2011 in response to the phone hacking scandal. Ever since then, we've campaigned for a decade for a free press, just like XR. I want to tell you why it's important and what we're doing about it. First, the why. A free press is basic to democracy. How can people have informed opinions, like all of us, or vote without good information? But our corporate press is not free, and not often enough is it interested in the truth. It's fueled by money. It's controlled by press barons. Their real goal is power, pure and simple. Our corporate press does not serve the national interest or the public interest. It misinforms the public about climate change, about Brexit and the EU, about police corruption, about workers and companies, and about coronavirus and health. It victimizes the vulnerable, minorities, immigrants, the poor. It does not care about truth or fairness. How can this be? It's not the journalists who are at fault. They often endure poor working conditions. It's a culture which begins at the top, at the executive and ownership level. 90% of newspapers by circulation belong to just 3 companies. Forget the 68% you've seen on some posters here. It's all controlled by billionaire businessmen. Even this extraordinary level of monopoly understates the problem because newspapers drive the broadcasters and the online world. The monopoly press has real power and it uses it every single day, sometimes hidden, like the 206 private meetings that Rupert Murdoch and his minions have just had recently with the Prime Minister and the cabinet members. 206. How many of you met? Sometimes it appears to be very explicit, like on Friday, when 12 people were arrested in raids on warehouses for being dressed as a strawberry. And what was the excuse? Did you read it? In The Guardian? The police were quoted. They might cause damage in the future. Well, I've got legs and I might kick someone. So cut them off in advance. Go for it. Sometimes it works through the court system, which is there to protect us all. Like when newspapers have spent tens of millions of pounds defending the senior executives who are in charge when their conduct is challenged in the court. Tens of millions of pounds, 42 million pounds on one particular individual being defended. One particular individual. Have we got 42 million? Well, they do. And they still today spend hundreds of millions of pounds, and you won't see this in the press, when settling the hacking cases from as long as 10, 15 years ago. These are cases with ordinary people, and they pay them off to be quiet, usually paying extra to include no admission of responsibility. Of course they're not responsible, they're just the press. After the hacking scandal, journalists were thrown under the bus. Journalists who are here today, or their equivalent. Good people. But only one editor or executive was ever convicted. One. The press sways elections, controls the national agenda, and bends politicians to its will. So how do we get out of it? What can we do to free the press? What can we do to fulfill these posters? Well, since the original scandal, Hacked Off has spent a decade pushing for properly self-regulated press. There used to be other scandals in the 90s, in the 80s, in the 70s, and the press barons always whimpered and cried. Oh, we'll be good next time. But behind the scenes, what did they do that same day when the cameras were turned off? They strangled any real change. You saw Rupert Murdoch in front of Leveson in 2011 and 12. He grabbed the microphone from his son and said, I feel ashamed. Yeah, right. Ashamed that he was caught. Phone hacking was different. Why? Because it was so outrageous. The hacking of a dead 14-year-old girl's phone and thousands of others. The Leveson inquiry that followed it gave an excellent system of self-regulation. We at Hacked Off thought it was excellent. It was agreed in Parliament. It had the backing of all major political parties, including the Tories, Labour, the Lib Dems. The billionaire press lords were finally defeated, right? Wrong. As soon as the law was passed, the billionaire press lobbied aggressively against it, quietly. And the government began, over several years, while we were all living our lives, slowly but surely to undermine its own law. The Tories undermined their own law. They reversed it. In place of real change, the press set up IPSO, a sham regulator, which they control. Even its chairman is a politician, formerly a member of the Tory party. And now they have cancelled the second part of Leveson, which is meant to look into corruption between the police and the press. Nothing to see there. 30, 40 years of corruption. Let's not look at that. At Hacked Off, we're still fighting for a press that regulates itself properly, with rules it observes. We also provide victim support to the many who are regularly targeted by the press. So if any of you are arrested and are targeted by the press, please call us on our website, hackinginquiry.org. We've been vilified every day because we dare to say that the newspaper industry, in its current, non-independent form, stinks. But no matter how much they attack us, we will never stop fighting. XR, which I have long supported, wants to make real progress, change the world, empower people like you and me, arm us with the truth. Well, how can you do that when 90% of the press is reactionary, power mad, and the government has its back? The answer is join us. Join us in a campaign to create a free and accountable press. Join us in thinking about a future that we can have together. Join us in imagining a world where privately owned newspapers are properly regulated, like any other business. Or even better, where newspapers' ownership is spread out and fair. Or better yet, and this is my personal view, where newspapers are publicly owned by us, and function as a public service, as a utility, and support the public, disseminating the truth, not disinformation. And where publicly owned newspapers promote good policies rather than profit-making. What a world that would be. Please join us in imagining it, and together let's make it come true. Thank you.
Thank you, Terence. That was brilliant. Extinction Rebellion have signed their Net Our name to a petition along with multiple other organisations led by Hacked Off, Media Reform Coalition, MEND, Peace and Justice Project, and so many other groups. So this is what we're seeing here today, and if you were here yesterday, you'll know that this feels like the beginning of a true movement of movements, because as Terence has said, we can't win on our own. We have to join together, and that's what we're doing here today. So thank you for being part of that. Next up, we have Chris Peace from the All Grieve, Truth and Justice Project. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you. Oh my days. It is absolutely amazing to be joining you here. As Gully says, I'm here to represent the All Grieve Truth and Justice campaign. And you may wonder what All Grieve is. What is it all about? Well, let me take you back 37 years. Because we've been fighting for justice for what happened on a cornfield just outside Sheffield, where police, from police forces numbering 13, 14 different forces, went absolutely crazy against people fighting for their jobs. Miners in the 1984 miners' strike have got more in common with all of us now than ever before. They saw firsthand what happens when the arm of the state uses our police force to fight against working people. Now, that just didn't happen because a few police officers wanted to crack open a few heads and break a few bones. It was orchestrated from the very top, from the Thatcher government, to break the trade unions. And, comrades, we've got to fight back from this. Our campaign will not stop until we get justice. But we've got a bigger battle, and we stand shoulder to shoulder with everybody, fighting against the police crime sentencing and courts bill, because it seeks, that legislation seeks to stop good, honest justice campaigns like ours getting the truth and the accountability. And oh yes, did the press demonise the miners so wrongly? The press were in it as well. Comrades, stand together. It's an honour to join you. Have an amazing rally and march and solidarity.
Thank you, Chris. That was brilliant. A little bit of housekeeping. Just remember to try and be COVID safe as much as we can. A little bit of social distance, never hurt anyone. Thank you. Okay, next up is our final speaker before we hit the road. I'm very proud to announce my friend Valerie Brown.
Hello, everybody. I'll tell you straight, right? I've never spoken to such a big crowd, and I'm used to talking to one or two people at a time about citizens' assemblies, but I'm now going to talk to you, and actually I got the idea from you when I first heard about Extinction Rebellion. I've been told I've got 3 or 4 minutes to speak, and I can never tell a story without like going back to when I was born or something like that, very rambling. But I'll try to get to the point. I campaigned to be Mayor of London. As you know, some of you might know, I'm not a politician or have any political aspirations whatsoever. I've barely ever voted in my life because to me, I didn't know who I was voting for. It just all sounded like gobbledygook. And, because of citizen assemblies, I thought, wow, this is a formidable, powerful idea. And the reason I put myself forward, and along with other people, is because all of us, we do actions because we want the press to write about what we're talking about, what we feel, what we're afraid of. And I don't have to spell it out because there are multiple crises, but the one at the top of it all is the climate and ecological crisis. And we are petrified for our future. So we do all these actions. The mayoral campaign for me was just another action. I was facing the fear and I was going to do it anyway. I am black, I am African, I am a grandmother. I'm still not going to tell you my age. And I am an ordinary person and I have no political background. And I'm a woman. And I thought all these factors will make the press run to come and interview me. And in these interviews, I will be able to do what arrestable actions couldn't do, and that is have the ear of the country so I could talk about all the things that we are here talking about. I would have the media wanting to talk to me because I was an unexpected candidate for the Mayor of London election. But guess what? They ignored me. They ignored me completely because my policy, my manifesto was so radical, they didn't want it out there. They didn't want the people to hear about it. So I just got ignored. But one thing that came out of the campaign, and I hold this dear, and I want to share this with you, is that the campaign for me was like a 6-week event. There was just a handful of us. I really did wish that all of you would have joined me. It was a 6-week event, just a few of us going around the pavements of London with placards and photographs of me and just talking to 1 or 2 people at a time. 80% of the people that I spoke to, ordinary Londoners, who I thought had all become dead to what truth is, they're not dead. They know. You scratch the surface, you talk to them a little bit, and you open the floodgates of possible rebellion. They wanted change. They understood what citizens' assemblies could do for them. They wanted to be empowered. So, you know, let's not worry, to some extent, I'm sorry to say, about the press. Let's not worry about the government. None of them want to do anything that's going to destabilize the system. But the people, let's turn our backs on these people. Let's face the people. The people are ready for us and ready to hear us. So that's all I wanted to tell you. Okay, thank you so much. I'm not a great talker, but thank you.
Okay, are you ready to take it to the streets? Are you ready to take it to the streets? So I've got the amazing Vienna who's going to get you ready for some chants. Vienna is on BLM Tontin and United for Black Lives and Kill the Bill official. Can I get some love for Vienna? I was going to say, I'm not that short, you know. Listen, like, I want to just say, everyone, you are looking beautiful, you are looking magnificent today. So, right, these are some new chants that I just made up, so I'll go through it really slow and then just catch on. Liars, liars, your pants are all on fire, your climate change deniers, the situation's dire. Right, how you feel about that, yeah? Right.
So if you're watching, we are coming to you live and direct from Westminster.
Your pants are all on fire, your climate change deniers, the situation's dire. Liars, liars, your pants are all on fire, your climate change deniers, the situation's dire. Liars, liars, your pants are all on fire, your climate change deniers, the situation's dire. But you know what, that's like such a mouthful, let's just keep it real simple, you know. Right, so, I'm going to say some words and then you're just going to repeat power at the end, right? So, you want to like do the bit, yeah? We got the power, power, green power, power, black power, power, people power, power. We got the power, power, green power, power. We got the power, power, green power,
What I need all of us to do right now is let's get ready to march, but let's get behind the samba band. The samba band is going to come to the side.
Wendell Daniel from StreetMic coming to you live and direct from Westminster, where the Free the Press protest is just about to kick off, to start, and we are out with Extinction Rebellion today. And for those of you who know me, Wendell Daniel from StreetMic coming to you live and direct, as normal.
We're getting stronger by the hour. Power! People! Power! People! That's it.
We're right on the stage and we're now going to be following Vina.
Power to the people all day, every day. Love you. Sasha, this is for you. Thank you so much. Oh, beautiful. And thanks to this amazing queen who made my corset out of these papers. Literally gifted it to me. Thank you so much. Black power, Black Lives Matter, all day, every day.
I'm going to interview her now. Hold on, Mum. Whoa. Brrr. We're now getting ready for the brrr. Oh. How you feeling, man? I'm good. How are you? Good. There's Mavina right up. How you feeling being at the front?
Oh, always at the front. We lead all day, every day.
As you can hear, they're all chanting free the press, and this is what it's like to be at the start. How you feeling?
Free the press! Powerful! Fucking powerful!
How you feeling, girl?
Excited! I feel like a change is coming!
You're singing! Sing for StreetMic!
Free the press! Free the press!
Free the press! Free the press!
For all of you watching, my name is Wendell Daniel, and welcome to StreetMic, and we're coming to you live and direct from the Free the Press protest in Westminster, which is now moving off. This is the Free the Press XR Extinction Rebellion protest, which is now making its way around London. what it's like to be in the crowd as So for all of you watching, this is the Extinction Rebellion protest, Free the Press, which is now making its way from Westminster around the streets of London, and we will be following the protests via live stream as it makes its way. And if you like what you're seeing, don't forget to follow StreetMic. We go onto the streets of London, we meet interesting people, and we have an engaging conversation with them about any topic. And you can follow StreetMic on Facebook, StreetMic live stream on YouTube, on Instagram, and also on Vimeo. If you do follow us on social media, especially Facebook and YouTube, you must switch on your notification bell so that every time StreetMic goes live, you will be informed. So make sure you switch on your notification bell so that every time we go live, you will be informed. Sir, what's it like being on the streets of London today?
It's good.
Is this your first protest for a little while?
For about a year, yes.
Yeah. And what's it like to be on your first protest for about a year?
It feels good. It's not too hot, not too cold.
You feel liberated?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much, sir. Have you a card?
See activists, and they'll see maybe XR, and they make certain assumptions about what we do and whether they want to be engaged in that lifestyle.
Yeah.
So that's really a big thing.
I'm coming back, Val. I'll come back. So as we can see, we've got so many people down here from all walks of life. Hi. How are you, sir? Nice one, man. So everyone is down here today marching through the streets of London because they understand the importance, and even a young lady is here being carried on her dad's head, and I can see she is really enjoying the protests. Here's a dog who's also on the protest. Let's see if I can interview the dog. Good afternoon, sir. Are you a press baron? What's your name? Is it Rupert Murdoch? Are you enjoying it down here today, Mum?
Yeah, very much so. It's a really good day. Yeah, it's nice to be out. Yeah.
Is this the first protest you've been on for a little while?
Definitely. I've been doing things in a different way, for sure. Yeah, you've got to adjust, don't you? But yeah, it's nice to be back.
Thank you very much. So even the little doggies down here today protesting. So as you can see, we got people from all ages out today. And for me, it's great to be able to walk around the streets with a massive camera in my hands and a microphone all strapped to my body now. And this is how I'm able to do this. I'm multitasking a million different things at once. Excuse me, sir. How are you feeling being stuck in the crowd in a car?
It's fun. Very enjoyable. Don't see this every day, so.
But you're not annoyed being stuck as thousands and thousands of people walk by?
Are you guys annoyed? Nah.
You're going to be late, but it doesn't matter. I'll give you my card, sir.
We're not going anywhere. So
I'm live streaming.
all right.
Tell me, can you hear us?
Tell me, can you hear us?
Getting stronger by the hour. A power. A people. A people. A power. Extinction. Rebellion. Extinction.
Rebellion.
Boris, we meet again.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How's it been for you so far, sir?
It's knackering. I didn't realise that being a Prime Minister was going to be quite so tough. Smiling all the time
Rupert
when you don't
Murdoch,
really
we're
want
coming
to.
for you.
But I thought you went out for a ride on your bike regularly.
Murdoch, we're coming for you.
I've got the bike.
What? We got more bamboo.
I send out a security
Murdoch,
officer on it.
You.
That's
Guess
cycling,
what?
isn't it?
Thanks a lot, yeah.
Rupert Murdoch, we're coming for you. Guess what? We got more bamboo. Rupert Murdoch, pretty Purcell, shutting down protest, corrupt as hell. Rupert Murdoch, pretty Purcell, shutting down protest, corrupt as hell. Rupert Murdoch, pretty Purcell, shutting down protest. Rupert Murdoch, pretty Purcell, shutting down protest.
When I say no more, you say greenwash. No more. Greenwash. No more. Greenwash. When I say no more, you say greenwash. Greenwash. No more. Greenwash. When I say no more, you say greenwash. No more. Greenwash. No more. Greenwash. When I say no more, you say greenwash. No more. Greenwash. No more. Greenwash. When I say no more, you say greenwash. No more. Greenwash. No more. Greenwash. No more. You say greenwash. No more. Greenwash. No more. Murder. When I say Frida, you say press. Frida. Press. Frida. Press. When I say Frida, you say press. Frida. Press. Frida. Press. When I say Frida, you say press. Frida. Press. Frida. Press. When I say Frida, you say press. Frida. Press. Frida. Press. When I say
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah.
How about you,
Rising on cities and air that is sickening, the demanding and change that is coming to Excuse me, take this, it's louder. This is what equality sounds like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what equality sounds like. This is what equality sounds like. Free the press! 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 justice! No peace! No racist police! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No racist police! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! We got the power! Power! Green power! Green power! Black power! Black power! People power! People power! We got the power! Power! Green power! Green power! Black power! Black power! People power! People power! We got the power! Green power! Green power! Black power! Black power! People power! People power! We got the power! Power! Green power! Green power! Black power! People power! We got the power! Green power!
Nothing to see. Nothing to see. Nothing to see here. It's a media blackout. Ready, sorry. Nothing to see. It's all just smoke and mirrors. Exactly. Nothing to see. Don't you bother with us. Move forward. Keep moving. Moving. Nothing to see here. Out of the way. Out of the way. Go home. Nothing to see. Go and get it's all smoke. Just go away.
So they're the four press barons, smoke and mirrors. So we've now stopped for a little while whilst the mass crowd is entertained by some dancers. But for all of you who are watching, my name is Wendell Daniel, and we are on a Free the Press XR rally which is taking place in London, and this will be taking place for a few hours today, and it's expected that thousands of people will be here. But we will soon be making our way towards the offices of some press barons here in London, and let's wait and see what will happen.
It wasn't just the 3 degrees. Smile for MI5.
Hey, how are you feeling after dancing to the crowd?
Buzzing.
Thank you. Excuse me, how are you feeling after dancing to the crowd?
Absolutely pumped, amazing. Absolutely great.
Excellent, thanks a lot. How are you feeling? How are you feeling after dancing?
Yeah, good. It was fun. It's a fun dance to do to kind of spread awareness about the fashion industry and how the media is involved in like overconsumption and promoting unethical brands.
Excellent, thank you very much. Thanks, Leia. Sometimes when there's music being played in the background, I try to avoid that, because if it's copyrighted music, the social media companies will block it with their technologies. Hey, get on your bike, man. Let StreetMic interview you. So, how you going, sir? Last time I interviewed you was last September.
Yeah.
You're still riding, yeah?
Yeah, different bike now, upgraded a bit.
Yeah, so it's a bit faster and higher.
Yeah.
What's it like riding in the crowd on such a high vehicle?
You have a much better viewpoint, so you can anticipate where you're going. However, you have to learn to go very slowly, so track standing is a necessity. So as long as people don't stop right in front of you really suddenly, I can generally manage, like this at the moment, I can probably do this.
Excellent stuff. And don't fall off,
I'm still learning to do that.
because I'm going to capture you when you do fall off. Thanks a lot, yeah. So that's a gentleman I interviewed last year when I was down here for 10 days with Extinction Rebellion, and he's been riding for a number of years now, and he hasn't fallen off very often. How comes you're so quiet?
I'm saving my voice. I'll be speaking shortly.
Thanks.
Rebel rouse in a minute.
Thanks a lot.
Extinction! 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 No justice! 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 No justice!
is a fellow filmmaker. How are you, sir? You all right, man? As you can see, it's a it's a very peaceful, happy event down here. And there are literally a few thousand people down here, but we can see all of the Extinction Rebellion banners as people slowly walk around the streets of London. And don't forget, you can join any protests anywhere in London. Just look online and see what's going on. That's how I find out what's going on. And after a while, you get to know what is going on. And I choose. But today, there are actually 2 massive protests going on. There's another one from the BBC, and that's more of a rave. And now there will be about 30 DJs playing their music. But the problem with that one is that there will be lots of copyrighted music. And when there's so much copyrighted music, the social media companies tend to block the stream or mute the stream. And that creates problems. So I decided not to go to those protests, even though it will probably be just as much fun, but it will be blocked because of the music being played. And this is all about the corruption in the media and the press barons. And the guys down here, they want change. And here's their banner, free the press, free the press. And it is good to just stop as the protesters walk by and you can see things differently. But I really do enjoy going onto the streets of London when I can and to capture all of this. And I thank you to all of those who watched yesterday, because yesterday was one of my most successful days on Facebook and also on YouTube, because we managed to get thousands and thousands of views and we picked up 100+ subscribers. So thank you very much to all of those who subscribed to StreetMic yesterday and in the past. We are now on Facebook, and I'm confident that within time we will get tens and tens of thousands of subscribers. At the moment, we've been going just over a week. We managed about 150 last time I looked, but it will, I'm aiming for 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month, by the end of July, I beg your pardon. And if you do subscribe to StreetMic, please ensure that you switch on your notification bell so that every time StreetMic goes live, you will be informed. So please make sure you switch on your notification bell on YouTube, so that's StreetMic live stream. And when you do switch on your notification bell, you will be informed every time we go live. And that is also the same on Facebook. It doesn't matter that I'm now going to hide the sound because there's music playing. I'll be back in about a minute. Yeah, that was copyrighted music being played there, so you get blocked for social media companies when you play copyrighted music. So I'm live streaming, my dear. So as we can see, there are thousands of people down here today. There's not as much as yesterday with the anti-vaxxers, but there's still a significant number of people down here protesting. Good afternoon, serial rebel. You're right, man. See, this is what we like. So as they wait, I'll do a few interviews. So, sir, you're at the back of the crowds. How are you feeling?
It's all right. It's all right. Someone's got to be at the back.
So tell me about why you felt it was important to free the press.
It's really important. I think it's important for the press to do their job in informing the British public of the serious situation that we're in, so people can put pressure on the government to really do what they're talking about and actually do take action.
Thanks a lot.
Children have spoken, the earth won't